Dear friends, welcome to my video. In this video, I'll show you how to access the public files stored in the external directories outside of your app. So how to access those files from your Android app in the latest versions of Android 12 and on. So let's begin. I'll create a simple layout, of course, and name of this app can be access external public files. So we'll try to access files from either downloads folder or image folder. We'll see. And as I told, I will be using the latest Android 12 API 31. So we'll wait for the environment to load. So once the ID loads up, this kind of window will come up. So first and foremost, I will run this app in an emulator to see and also to show like I have already downloaded a couple of image file in an download folder or in an image folder, and I'll show you so that we'll see that how we'll experiment on those files. And in parallel also I'll just modify my manifest file, because in this app we will be accessing the uh, external storage, so we'll give the permission to write and read external storage. So just add these two lines, come back to Java code, and in Java code also in parallel what I will do is I'll just make sure that we get the permission from the user. So for that I will use activity compat dot request permission, and in this I can request permission with the context of this, and then what else, we'll give the new string, and one by one we'll put both the permission, which is basically the read and write external storage. Yeah, on the right hand side we can see the our app has run on an emulator. So let me just quickly complete this line of the code: manifest.permission.read external storage, and then the last line will be package manager dot permission granted. Perfect. Yeah, so my intention of running this in emulator was nothing but I just want to show you that if I go to my files menu, I have already downloaded few of this JPEG image from from the net, and this is also visible in the downloads and in also in the images folder. So I think if I go to the downloads folder is there, and I have also copied it into the pictures folder. So I think we'll be using these pictures folders of the images in our app, or in our code. So let's see how we do it. So yeah, this line of the code will be responsible to get the access to the external storage. And yeah, so note, the point to be noted is these files are outside of the app data. So if I go to my the storage, so inside android data, so this is where our all the apps folders reside. So to access this apps folder is pretty easy and simple. We have to use that simple uh, get external files directory. This API will be sufficient to access it, but we are trying to access something which is outside of this, or we can even go 2 levels up here itself, and inside this there should be a folder called pictures, or I was expecting images, so it's same. So we will try to access these pictures which is outside of our app directory. Anyway, so once we have done the basic manifest file modification, and I can stop it for a time being, we'll bring it up later again. Now we'll design our layout. So for layout what I will do is I'll keep this text view just to print some kind of message at the end, and I'll also put two buttons. Probably I'll show you how it can be done in two ways. One of the ways is not yeah, accurate, but still. So this could be direct access I name it, and the second one could be through what using the UD. So using UD, perfect. And I'll give the constraints. I'll not invest too much of time on this layout. Just want to quickly bring something up. Also, most likely I can pull this up here, and I'll put an image view which I'll be using. I can use this IC launcher, anything. I mean, this is just a default image what you will see when it's launched. Okay, and then I'll put some constraints, and then that's it. Now I'll go to my Java code, and first of all quickly I'll create few of the class variables which is like not protected. Is I will need private class variables. So one could be text view, and the other could be image view. So that I can connect to my text view. Find view by id r.id dot text view, so I can connect to my widgets in the layout. And the other could be image view. Similarly, r.id dot image view. Yeah, so to make sure you give the correct id, you can check the ids. If you go here, the id whatever you have given here, that should come up here. Okay, apart from this, what else we'll do is we'll create two public methods: public void button direct access view public void button using URI. So this method name you can give again anything. I just giving it what I feel will most closely represent what I'm trying to achieve here. I'll go back to my layout and quickly associate these two methods to the respective buttons, so that when we click those buttons, the methods whatever the logic will write there, it happens. I'll close this manifest file. We don't need that, and I'll come back here. So I'll first show direct method how it can easily be done, although not a recommended approach, but still we can try this out. So first and foremost I will put a try catch. It's always good to have a more robust programming. So, and in text view, set text failed exception, something like that. You can just write whatever you want. You can even print whatever the value comes in e, which is the exception over here in this variable. Anyway, so in the diagram is pretty simple. What you have to do is just you have to define the string, and you can directly make the or access the storage, because you'll be knowing the path, or at least I know the path, so I can just type it here and show you what is the path. So it's storage slash emulated slash 0, and then you can access the folder. So say for example, if it's in the download folder, you can just write download, and then you can write the particular file name. So I think the file name, if I okay, I have closed the emulator, so but I know the file name, it's jpeg. So that's uh, yeah, I think a spelling is wrong here. Emulated, yes, no, it looks good to me, but anyway we'll see. If it doesn't work, we'll anyway verify that. So so basically what I'm doing over here is I'm hard coding the file name in a string format, and since I know the complete path, I'm using it. But I'll repeat, this is not recommended, because how your device will be storing or how Android will be modifying this will vary, and this should not be recommended. But I'm just trying to show you that this is one way at least possible. So, and then you can use this decode file, and then over here you can use the file name whatever you use. This is string file name, so I can just change it to string file name. Probably sounds good to me, and so I'll use this string file name. That's it. And then I can use the image view, and then I can set the image from the bitmap, and the bitmap of course we just now created. That's it. Probably I can use my text view to print something like set text uh, image printed successfully. Again, you can print anything over there. So this is one way. uh, Before I launch it or show it, I will also quickly write my other method. So this is more I will some recommended approach also. So here we'll be creating the UD out of this, so we'll see how we do it. Okay, so I'll just, again, I'm just trying to create similar template here by using this text view. Set text failure in, what we can say that UD method. Okay, so this will correspond to that this particular method has failed. You can anywhere type anything over here, it doesn't matter. It's just for reference, or yeah, a kind of debugging, you can say. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll first and foremost create a UD for, say, for example, image. And here you can get the UD using MediaStore dot images dot media dot get content UD. Yeah, and in volume name you can just put probably external. Yeah, okay. So now we'll be using this. Okay, I'm not sure why I press enter there. I can keep it in the same one line. It's not pretty long still. Yeah, and then I can create as what should I say, projection, projection of the, yeah, which we'll be using while we are doing the query. So strings projection, we'll see this variable where we'll be using. And what we will do is we'll create media store dot images dot image columns and dot something like id we can use. So yeah, right. So we'll be using this in when we are creating our query on the content resolver. So no, not cursor, I'll just need the cursor, not the cursor adapter. Okay, I just press alt enter so that we can import this cursor in the top. So I'm pretty sure there would be something like cursor getting imported line number 8, so that's fine. Anyway, so I'll continue. So this, in this cursor, first and foremost what we'll do is we'll get the content resolver, and then in that we can do a query. And for query we'll use the UD which we just now created. And for the projection what we'll use is we can use the projection what we created above. And what else we'll need is we'll need some kind of selection. So for selection what we can do is we can say that we will need something like media store media. Okay, and in fact not media, but we can go for media, we can go for images columns and then display name. So because we already know the name of our file, right, so we can use that. And over here what we can do is we can use something like yeah, and then we can go ahead with the strings of the argument which could be okay. And I can just create something like download dot jpeg, since I know the file name here, so that's what. But most likely you'll be taking this file name from the user, so you can extract that from your widget and whatever. Yeah, and then the last could be you can also use sorting order, but since we are just accessing one file, so we don't need to do much order. And then first and foremost, of course, it's always a good thing to move the cursor to the first, and then most likely we will get the value of the complete path over here. And then we can use our or we can create another UD to get a complete path. So we can say UD path whatever and UD dot parse. And then here we have to give the complete path, the string. So here what we can use is media store dot images dot media dot external content UD to string. So this will take us to the images folder, the pictures folder, and this will use the cursor part over here to extract whatever we have got in this for this particular file. So what we'll do over here, we'll do just plus, and of course since it will for will give a slash so that it's like a file separator. And then we'll use cursor dot get string and 0th index, because we need a first argument whatever is written over returned over here. Okay, so once we have it, then I think in UD we'll be getting our um, yeah, in this particular we will be getting the access to this particular file in the UD format. And then what we can use is we can use the bitmap and image decoder dot decode bitmap. And here we can use our, first of all we need a source, so we'll create an image decoder dot create source, and this we can create using the file. So what we'll do is this dot get content resolver, and then the UD whatever we have created above, so that will be UD path. Perfect. So once we have it, so I think then similar will follow here. So we'll just print this UD in our image view dot set image from bitmap, and oh, I can probably change it to say for bitmap image, and I can just bitmap image, and again here I'll just put something like um, query method is successful. Yeah, so now I will run this in the emulator so that my app comes up again. In the meantime I'm just okay, so it's asking for the access, allow it. If you don't, of course it won't work out. And yeah, so first I will try this direct access. Let's see what happens. So it says image printed successfully, which is because of line number 47, and looks good. Now I'll click this. Here it says failure in UD method, so that means it didn't work out because it has gone here, although the image was not changed because we have already printed over here, and this, since this line was skipped, so that's why image was kept as it is. So it's failing. So, and let's see what is going wrong. So because our direct access method is fine, but when you say click UD, so I think more or less looks good to me, but I can debug the code, but I think on a quick look it seems like one a space is missing here. If I rerun it and see how it comes up, so okay, this time I'm using this UD only. Okay, UD method is successful, that's great. So this was there was a small error here, because when you are checking whether the display name is equal to or like download.jpg or not, there should be a space, otherwise it will just get attached to this particular token. Yeah, okay, so that's all I wanted to show you, that it's pretty simple to access the files outside of your download folder. You have to just use, I mean previously it was much more easier using environment variable called, I think, get external storage. No, I think it was environment dot get external storage directories, but this is deprecated now, and I'm pretty sure it may not be a very good idea to use it for latest versions of Android. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show, that and please, it's recommended to use this approach, that you can access it using MediaStore directly, the content, and use it uh, the files over here. So if you have any questions or suggestions, then please put in the comment section below, and if you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.